Well, things just kind of seem to happen, don't they? And yet there's nothing happening.
Nothing happening.
It's almost like the well of ideas has run dry.
Oh dear.
Does that mean we're going to die of thirst?
Oh dear.
Shall we just get on with it and then go back to sleep?
Sleep. Good.
Maybe movies. Good day to you all. I smell a trowel.
And I smell of strawberries.
At least it's not a ruined hoe. Or a pristine hoe, as we were discussing the other day.
Oh yes, pristine hoe.
Because they do exist.
I see. This is how we intend to start the day.
Hello, welcome back to Maybe Movies. It is Friday, it is our final show of the month. We are up to Act 3 of we've done that one, of Beavis and Butthead in Wonderland. And we bid you welcome to the sofas of delirium. Thank you once again, as always, to everyone who has discovered the channel recently. Your time and your eyes are more than welcome, and please tell your friends.
Indeed, please do.
As I've meant to say at the start of last episode and then Norma's forgot, our poll is running on our social media at the moment, our viewers poll, so that you can have your say as to which of our two new theoretical movies should be our Maybe movie for this month. That will be running probably through until tomorrow, and then at the pitch meeting for next month we will announce the winner. Before we leap into our final act of the month, we will be doing a quick shout out for a local friend.
Oh, yes.
This is for Watts, otherwise known as Jerk, who is a local graffiti artist.
Ah!
Yes.
Yes, I have seen one or two pieces around.
So, not surprisingly, most of his content is him doing stuff or other graffiti-related content.
All right, okay, cool.
Some of it, I've seen him put up stuff like sort of compilations of stuff from guys in the States and things like that, which is pretty cool.
Okay, then.
So, do check it out. There will be a link here and down below as well.
Check it out.
You ready?
This bit's probably going to be a bit more difficult.
I think it is. So, what are we thinking about Tulgeywood?
Tulgeywood.
Tug.
At first...
Okay, it's just me.
Sorry, I was too deep into the moment. I think at first, they'll be a little bit fascinated. Oh no, there's a glasses bird, there's a pencil bird. And...
I did wonder, do we want to emulate... I suppose we can't really. I suppose we didn't do it in Alice, did we? We don't want to emulate the bit where you got the umbrella vultures humping. I mean, because it's weird, because this is kind of analogous.
Yes, it would, because this is happening in their imagination. Because dream.
Yeah. So this is kind of... It's almost the opposite again, isn't it? It's kind of analogous to that moment where they're lost in the wilderness.
It is, yes.
Except this time, obviously, they're not dying of thirst.
No, they're not, but they're lost and it's dark.
I think at this point, maybe Beavis has a bit of a meltdown.
Yeah.
Because he thought we were going to get the rabbit and score.
Yes. Now he starts crying, and which presumably takes us to the Lost song. I can't remember what the name of the song is, but I just called it the Lost song. Those boys are going to hate that.
Yeah, but because it's Alice that sings the Lost song, though, isn't it? So it would have to be them.
Oh.
I was going to say, if Beavis is complaining about not being able to score, that's when Butthead goes, pulls out just the end of the carrot. Yeah, you scored already, dude.
Yeah. We should totally have that. So Alice sings. I didn't notice that for some reason.
Yeah, because none of the creatures in the forest speak. It's only Alice that sings that, and then it's the Cheshire Cat turns up at the end.
These guys aren't artists.
No.
We're either going to have a really bad song, or we're just going to have to skip it. Should we turn it into a really bad song?
What if we turn it into a song sung by the Cheshire Cat, and we get a montage of them doing shit to the forest? So, scratching their names into a tree, that kind of thing.
Oh, yes. Yes. Take it.
Which would also mean that we could figure in something. Again, it's one of my favourite episodes of the TV show. Did you ever see A Very Special Episode?
What?
It was just called A Very Special Episode of Beavis and Butthead.
Don't think so.
It's about the only one that I actually know the name of. It's where they find this baby bird that's fallen out of its tree and they take it back and nurse it back to health. But there's just this weird moment where they figure out that they're going to have to feed it somehow. And they say, well, we need some worms. And Beavis just pulls these worms out of his pocket.
Oh, right.
And Butthead's like, why have you got worms in your pocket? I don't know. They're just there. Feels kind of nice. That's the only explanation. We could emulate something from that, so you could have Beavis feeding the bird with worms from his pocket. Well, the Cheshire Cat is just obviously just in the background like, singing this song about being lost. And then just right at the last minute, because we, obviously as the audience, we kind of think that they're not aware that he's singing this. And then one of them is turning and goes, will you shut up already? Or something like that. Shut up, dude.
Yes, yeah, I agree to all of that. I think that's brilliant.
Fantastic. And then he can go, I'll take the shortcut.
Which just takes us into the garden?
Do we want to have a line when we have to go and meet the Queen?
Oh, it'd be like, nah, Queen sucks unless it's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes, that's better, yeah. So they're painting the roses red. Blood, red's good. Do you think they're going to bow?
This is where it gets humpy.
Yes, it is. It is.
I don't think they're going to bow. They're going to go, who the fuck's this fat chick?
It's your mom, dude.
I can't say fuck you because they don't swear.
Screw you about it.
Yeah.
For some reason, I want to say the king in this version has, and I found out his name, has the face of Mr. Van Driessen, who's the hippie teacher.
Yeah, why not? You know, just as a reference.
Yeah. This is where we get humpy, because...
Yeah, they're not going to have any respect for the Queen whatsoever.
Do we even get as far as having the croquet game? I suppose we have to include it, because it's part of the thing.
Yeah, maybe just because Dream or whatever, the Queen decides that they're interesting or charming or something and invites them to play croquet. So then I'm kind of imagining like the Queen is trying to play croquet and the boys are in the background using these flamingos to beat everything to death in the background.
Yeah, so maybe that's it. Maybe, I don't know whether it's part of painting the roses or there's something that Beavis and Butthead get into a fight and the Queen appreciates that because they're not as beta as the King is.
Okay.
They're handsome young men, you know, they're strong and handsome young men like a handsome prince or something like that if you're going to go down the fairy tale route. Completely misreading the situation, but thinks that they've got courage.
As what, sir? Spirit?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And so wants them to hang around.
Then, like, yeah, but we'll get croquet, but I feel like the Queen would be, like, trying to play croquet, and then the boys are just like, bam.
Yeah.
Break stuff.
Does one of them try to use the other one as a croquet stick? But I don't know what they're called. Mallet, I suppose.
They're called mallets, yes.
Maybe they jump on the back of the flamingos and have a flamingo race. Just utter chaos in the background. Yes.
The Queen's playing croquet, the boys just utter chaos in the background.
And one of them just happens to accidentally kick one of the balls and it rolls through and wins the match.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And of course, you can't win.
Yeah.
And then obviously the Cheshire Cat turns up again and shall we make her really angry? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not?
Exactly, they'd be totally for it. Yeah. Set her on fire.
Yes. So then we go to the trial?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Within his head, Butthead has woken up. And he's just like, what's going on? What is all of this? But I think
dude.
Because this is what I was thinking would be the place for the second Cornholio, so you get a huge Beavis inside the courtroom.
Yes!
Are you threatening me? To the Queen. Off with his head! Alice, get out of there. Sorry, I watched this earlier, I've forgotten. She grows big and then she grows small again, because she takes both, doesn't she? She only takes big for a while and then shrinks again to normal size. I can't remember how she gets away from them. The Cheshire Cat does something because she's sitting on her head.
Oh, that's right, yes.
And she just runs out, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, Cheshire Cat. The Dormouse freaks out, everybody starts chasing the Dormouse, and Alice runs away.
Right, yes, because they got all the witnesses there, haven't they? Yes, that's right. And then everything goes really weird because it's kind of like running backwards through everywhere that she's been.
Yes. At this point, kind of that doesn't matter. I mean, how much we want to include of that is okay, but we're returning to reality now. It's how do they return to reality?
We need something...
Why is this so difficult? It's a dream. It should be simple.
In their dreamscape that looks a bit like a TV.
Yes.
And they escape back into the TV, if you see what I mean?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah? So they kind of just start getting static. Like the TV's not in tune properly. So all of the places where they've been to, it's like somebody... a Of course it is. Beavis suddenly finds that he's been carrying the remote for the TV all of this time. Starts, click, 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 click. Come on, I want to go home, I want to go home. And he keeps cutting between the two.
Yeah. Like, so it'll go back through the things like he's changing channels.
And then as he's doing it, he's getting more angry, and the batteries fall out. And it's just the two of them sat on the couch looking down at the floor, at the batteries on the floor. And they've never actually left at all.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Is that good?
That'll do it.
But the TV's still gone.
Well, if we want to give them a nice little happy ending, we can do that when they drop the TV out on the sidewalk, so when they go outside, the TV's there.
We can do that, yeah.
Or we could just leave them with no TV. End of the story.
Or we could just leave, or they wake up and there is a TV there with a little note on, with just like a little tag on it. With just like the Cheshire Cat's tail.
Yes, why not?
So, was it a dream? Was it not a dream? Yeah.
Exactly.
Whew.
There we go. We got to the end.
We did get to the end. So as we normally do, we're just going to take a couple of seconds, have a little mull over which of these we think was the better of the two, and then we'll be back with our votes interfrastically.
Interfrastically. There's a word I haven't heard for a long time.
I think we are level pegging now, aren't we?
I think we are level pegging, so it's anybody's vote.
Okay, well I'll go first if you don't mind.
Okay, no, please do.
Difficult one, because we've had lots of fun with both of them.
Oh, we did.
My first... Originally I was kind of like, I think it's going to be Alice. I think it's going to be Alice in It Does America. Mostly because we managed to maintain Mike Judge's world in that.
Right, yes, yeah.
We've deformed Disney's interpretation of Disneyland to some extent, quite liberally, in Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, yep.
That was my initial thought. But then I suddenly thought, well, actually, no, that was kind of by design, because we kind of said, this is their interpretation.
Yes.
So it's always never going to be the same as what Disney would, as the Disney original. So
yeah, exactly.
They equal each other out. So now I don't know.
Okay, alright.
It's difficult because they both kind of fall down at the end. We've struggled most with the third act on both of them.
I do see what you mean.
No, I still feel like Alice Alice Does America takes it.
Alice Does America.
Well, we had to get a bit sort of janky at the end there with trying to kind of kit bash all of this together. So even as a first draft or like a treatment for the idea, which is kind of what we do, I think there's more to build on there than what we've done just now with Beavis and Butthead. So my vote is Alice Does America.
It's all very interesting, and I agree with a lot of your points, but from my perspective, Beavis and Butthead Does America has a plot. Mm-hmm. Alice in Wonderland does not.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. We sort of made the plot work in Alice Does America, but not really. There were a lot of because movie, because dreams. It was fun, but I've busted a gut a few times over with Beavis and Butthead in Wonderland. I don't know. We did a lot of gut busting in
Alice as well.
And Alice as well. I don't know. I just feel like the Beavis and Butthead in Wonderland is the more fun film. I think it's where my vote is going.
We certainly have a lot more license to be inappropriate.
Yeah. With
the stuff that's in Wonderland, with that one. Yeah, I can see that. And it is obviously the episode where we were literally in stitches more than once. Okay, but I've
you're going to stick by your vote? That's fine.
Delivered my vote, yeah.
So there you go. It's divided, one each.
And so now it's all over to you. So yes, as I said, check out our social media. So we will now be up on our Twitter feed, on the Zadrum Twitter feed, on the Maybe Movies Facebook page, on the Zadrum Patreon page, as well as on the Zadrum LinkedIn as well. And it will be also up on our Zadrum Instagram story for 24 hours as well. So any one of those, stick your vote in. And as I say, at the beginning of the pitch meeting next month, we will let you know who wins.
So, let us know what you think. We want to hear from you.
I don't know about you. I'm going to go back to sleep and hope I come up with some interesting ideas.
Yes, some sleep would be good.
Yeah. So, until next month, as always, please take care of each other and bye for now.
As always, guys, TTFN.
Ba 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 ba.